Hello and welcome back to goldstocktrades.com. Today we have a returning guest with us, Ken Berry. Ken is CEO of Northern Vertex, which can be traded as NEE on the TSX Venture and as NHVCF on the OTC. Thanks, Ken, for being back here with us today.
Jeb, thank you very much for having me on and giving me the opportunity to tell your listeners about Northern Vertex and the Moss Mine in Arizona. We're pretty excited about the development.
Yes, and you recently, on February 23rd, came out with a news item of a mine optimization plan for the Moss Mine, which is in construction right now. And you highlighted the improved infrastructure and some of the economics when you can build a power line straight to the mine site. Talk to us about some of the cost savings that you see with this new optimization plan.
Well, Jeb, as you know, earlier in the month we put out a news release that talked about our permitting situation, talked about the construction that's underway on site, and just the overall development at the Moss Mine, just south of Las Vegas and located in northwest Arizona. And then more recently, in February 23rd, we put out a news release in regards to the optimization, and that optimization is directly related to a power line that we're looking to put to the site from nearby power sources. And what this means to the company is it means a savings of approximately $16 million US over 5 years. So that's significant in terms of cost savings and also return to the bottom line and the internal rate of return, which is very strong as it stands. We're sitting at about 48% after-tax IRR. But with this power line, that number is going to significantly be boosted, and the cost savings is going to mean job creation as well. So there's many positives to that.
So this brings down some of those operating costs, and the key of the game right now is low capital costs and operating costs. Where does Northern Vertex's Moss Mine fit in the industry with return in terms of costs?
Well, we're in the lower cost quartile at $662 all-in sustaining costs per ounce of gold produced. That leaves us with a healthy margin, and we're looking to be in production in the fourth quarter of 2017. So with these economics and the construction underway, we're pretty excited about development opportunities in Arizona.
Yeah, and the costs is the name of the game right now, because even when sometimes these gold miners correct, having those low costs, or the precious metals correct, having those low costs is more of an incentive for these mid-tier producers. So let's also talk about some of the reduction in the fossil fuels with this power line that's going to be proposed to the mine site versus using the diesel.
Well, part of the plan on putting this power line to site is that it's going to replace the generators that we have spec'd out for our feasibility and for our initial production. So we're moving forward on that plan to build out the Moss Mine. As I mentioned, the construction's underway, and what we're looking to do is, with this power line, we're looking to replace those generators and give the opportunity to reduce emissions. It also creates jobs in the region, and really it's something that's attractive to all stakeholders. And when we say running a power line to site, what does that mean? Well, it means the power would come from the company which is closest to the town of Bullhead City. It means that we would run a power line along a county road, which would allow the opportunity to fix up and maintain the county road. It just has a lot of spin-off benefits for the region, and in addition to the job creation that was mentioned, this mining project is going to create upward of 100 jobs for local citizens in the area. The opportunity will be to work at the mine site, travel to the mine site daily, live in the town of Bullhead City. It's only located about 20 minutes from our mine site. So that's something that's unusual for most mining projects, because usually a mining project would be located in a remote region, and it makes it difficult on families and on working conditions. But we're fortunate in that we've got a mine site which is located close to a city, and our workers can live at home with their families and have a daily job. So that's very attractive.
Yeah, that is attractive, especially now where we're in an environment where mining and manufacturing and job creation has become such a priority. Talk to us about the construction. Give us an update. How are your targets looking for production? Um, Tell us what's going on at the mine now.
Sure. We have we have construction underway with Dagerstorm doing the earthworks, creating the road systems, the lay down areas for the equipment, the construction, and earthworks for the Merrill Crow system that will be recovering the gold on site. And then we also have purchases which have been made in regards to equipment, conveyors, crushers, all of those things that are necessary to run a mining operation and be successful. So there's a lot of different aspects to this, and of course that construction process and project is being run by Dr. David Stone, our project manager, and he's working hard with M3, which is the engineering group out of Tucson, Arizona, and the earthworks is being conducted by Dagerstorm. So there's a lot of different aspects to this, in addition to the earthworks and the engineering that's going on. We've got Golder and Associates undertaking the water studies and completing that work, which is necessary. All of this work comes together and sort of meets the requirements for financing a project of this size. And with the financing comes groups like Sprott that are providing the lending for this project. We also work with equipment suppliers, financing groups on the equipment financing. So there's a lot of different aspects that come together that allow us to develop a project like this. It's been in the works since 2011. We've spent in excess of $45 million to date developing our various projects, and specifically focused on the Moss Mine that's located 1.5 hours south of Las Vegas and about 3.5 hours west of Phoenix. So it's just a tremendous location for mine development. Gives us the infrastructure and just the location, which makes it a unique U.S. mining project.
And unique is apropos, as you see a lot of the producers are running out of their reserves, and they may be looking for new gold mines, and possibly Northern Vertex could be on their radar, as it's a very unique unique company for getting into production in the Southwest United States. And you've recently made some progress with a drilling where you've intercepted some gold silver structures below the open pit resource. Could you talk to us about some of the exploration success that you had at the end of January?
Sure, Jeb. We've focused to date on primarily putting this project into production. So when we talk about drilling, in the past, in the sort of development stage, we had drilled in excess of 470 drill holes, and it was primarily an infill drilling, and it was there to move the resource into a category that was mineable. So that's something that's been a focus of the company. Now that we're moving towards production and we're on the doorstep of production, what we look for now is to step out and do some additional exploration so that we can improve the mine life and mine extension. And then we also look at other opportunities within the industry to either partner up with other companies, potentially merge with other companies. So those discussions are something that takes place in the industry. Everyone is looking to see if they can't add value either through the drill bit or through M&A activity. So that's common practice in our industry, is to look for ways to expand and to add that growth potential.
Ken, quarter two is going to be quite exciting for this company. I know there's a lot planned for quarter two. Can you give us some highlights on some near-term catalysts going into the summer?
Well, I would say the near-term catalyst now would be our permitting, which we have been requested to put up the $1.4 million bond for the most recent permitting, the aquifer protection permit, and that's something that we're looking forward to having completed. As I say, we're pretty much on the doorstep of that, with all of our work and submissions being put in, and basically we were doing an adjustment to our permit, which we had in place for the test mining that we conducted, and we've done a full test mining facility pilot plant that produced 4,000 ounces of gold and 20,000 ounces of silver. And so in order to move to commercial construction, we renewed the permits, and we're looking to finalize that over the next 30 days to 45 days. That's a real catalyst. And then from there, we'll move through the construction phase, and we'll look for an additional catalyst of being the construction being complete and starting to load the heap leach pad for recovery. So those are some of the key milestones that lie ahead over the next 3 to 6 months.
And from a financial perspective, I know recently the company has recently moved higher in share price, and you've initiated an early incentive program for warrant holders, which will bring in more capital to continue this advancement of the construction. Can you talk to us about that as we conclude?
Sure. We recently had our share price move up to close to 70 cents. It's pulled back. It's sitting in around 50 to 55 cents. And we had the opportunity to offer our existing shareholders an incentive to exercise their warrants. And what that means is that's an opportunity for shareholders to exercise warrants that will bring additional funding into the company, and that'll give us working capital, which we can then continue to focus on our construction. It also minimizes the overhang on the market, just gives our shareholders an opportunity to top up Northern Vertex's treasury, to add to the existing funding which we've been able to and successfully put in place. So that's important to our development. You're constantly looking at strengthening your treasury, improving your balance sheet. So that's something that we've offered just recently, and it's being received well.
Well, it's an exciting time for Northern Vertex, an emerging producer that can be traded as NEE on the TSX Venture and as NHVCF. Ken Berry, CEO of Northern Vertex, thanks so much for being here with us today and for giving us an update on this unique emerging production company in Arizona.
Jeb, thank you very much for having Northern Vertex and myself on.